The street is my world. I don't pretend to go uptown and be anything fancy. I can, but I find more real in the world that I'm in than I do the tinsel. And the real world is the one I have to deal with every day, you know. Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
Let the bass kick.
Playtime been over since y'all dropped the ball. Bound to the continent, there's no asylum for y'all. Pushing the black Asiatic game with Ford L and Pool Bay. Before NOI, I rep draw L all day. How many fakes proclaim to be the reincarnation and claim to be the true head of the Moorish nation? No mention of Mealy Ill, but I read his letters. Dirty Moors mad cause they thought they dead as letters. Many were there when decisions were handed down. Now they claim that Mealy was not ordained, not commissioned, not called or appointed. With divine plans for ages, but Dirty Moors making changes. Working with FBI during infiltrations. In a pheasant alleys giving bogey smoke inhalations. And secret wars were made, heads unmade in public mentions. Don't believe, get the minutes of the first convention. Kirkman and Lomax Bay got called out as villains against the Prophet Soden and L. Call Givens. Thousands of Moorish Americans followed those leaders that killed the prophet and made Moors parrots, not readers. They don't study, brains hollow. To crush the truth, plant dissension in the ones that follow. Rob the treasury, felt like they hit the lotto. Took advantage of the faithful Moors in their times of sorrow. Moments still critical, 100 years later, the message. Stick to the principles in your actions, be progressive. Don't sell your soul for a title, take your membership role. Watch out for grand cheeks pushing you in a censorship hole. The sellout was great, now they're comfy and won't get the hell out. Active Moors come around, they get clumsy. Not humbly, but act grumpy and jumpy. Active Moors see them touchy and think it's lovely. With faces ugly, I push back so don't shove me. If not for love, it would be just as Dirty Moors get from me. Hitting all reincarnates with writs of discovery and demanding the treasury, recovery, and law for money. Wearing affairs don't make you a Moorish adept. Dirty Moorish heads are Boy Scouts and cadets. Working for FBI inspectors, slaves for gadgets. Claiming they got pulled, but they really dead magnets. Running a fraud that's done cause new Moors are here. One for all for one profit like musketeers. Bay, not Tampa or Buccaneers. I strike nerves like harp or strings on those puppeteers. Pushing misconceptions as teachings and calling it facts. Swinging my scimitar tongue, not a fireman's axe. Quick to call me out as dirty, say I violate acts. If you don't nationalize, know that I annihilate blacks. Nail them through their palms and incepts on beams of wood. Burn crosses on blacks' lawns in my Moorish hood. Black Klansmen like movie from 1960s. White power, not supremacy like Clayton Bigsby. Now I run through illusions, battling my arch nemesis misconfusion. She's been trying to keep me out of course, facing losses, calling all her negative forces. 99 years past, Drew Ali said 50 would pass, and you wouldn't know about me, or even know what I brought for you. NOI and UNIA knew about him too. Most thought that they could bury the movement, be in charge, passive and abuse it. But Drew said new Moors would come with eyes open, seeing and knowing, far from hoping. Far from belief in faith, master fruition. Study the laws of nature, activate intuition. One day our wheels of industry will stop, and when it starts again, Moors will be on top. Drew Ali blessed with latent power. Warned you, get out the way or be ground to powder. Drew Ali didn't kill you fast, but he brought you your title and estate vast. Confusion continues to confuse, no remembrance of Maghrib al-Aqsa by Moorish descendants. Now I run through illusions, battling my arch nemesis misconfusion. She's been trying to keep me out of course, facing losses, calling all her negative forces.
There is, if you do what I tell you, you have a chance. Because you don't even have to do everything. Just do something that I told you and you have a chance. Just do something, anything. Just do one thing that Noble Drew Ali said and you might make it out the fire. Don't do anything. Listening to all these dirty Moors around here who are against Noble Drew Ali because they're pumping up some reincarnated guy, not Noble Drew Ali. They're going to pump up some reincarnated guy as if that's Noble Drew Ali. and people don't recognize game. And then you just put the names out there again, right? So if you see the names floating around, you got, because this is 1929, right? And one of the hexes, one of the adept hexes that was put on Dirty Moors is that they always call themselves the same name. When someone nationalizes or naturalizes through these Dirty Moors, you'll see a pattern of the same name hyphen bay. Because it's successorship, just like reincarnated. So they're gonna have reincarnated, then the next guy, he's gonna have to be called reincarnated too. But was there any reincarnated? Did the prophet go into the guy today who's called reincarnated? I'm pretty sure the prophet didn't go into the guy who's around today that's called reincarnated. Who's the highest individual in that line of reincarnated? They might not call him reincarnated anymore. But the successorship of the stagnation of the activity that was taking place, was implemented, and was successful. There has to be a weeding out before anything happens on some magnanimous level for Moors. Because too much cook spoiled the broth. You know, can't have 10 kings in one castle. And many people are not going to humble. So things have to be presented so that the individuals who are coming into this don't get trapped, don't get caught slipping with these people. Don't get caught slipping with these people. Because they're not playing games out here. You already know it's Moors killed the prophet. There's already stuff written about people chasing the prophet around with a knife, trying to poison his food and all that stuff. Moors were doing that. Not some Europeans that you know came in. Yeah, can I be a member, please? All right, we'll give you a chance, European. Come on, be a member. And then that guy ended up being the guy trying to poison. No, Moors. Just like Ms. just said, this dude's been in the conscious community and he's NYPD. And nobody knows. Is he a mole? You know, did he have something to do with Khalid getting taken out? Who knows? But we know that he's on the other side. And they're around here right now, turbans and fezzes. That's why it's about studying so your brain can vibrate on a certain frequency so you only attract certain Moors to you. But it's only going to happen if you study and know what's going on. You think it's safe putting out these letters that these people buried? These letters ousting people, putting their name. We're not talking about the FBI papers, that stuff scratched out, you don't know who they are. That you have a track record from Kirkman Bay going down to know who's the fraud today. To know don't mess with those Moors. And then making that disconnect right? Oh, well, I don't want to do it more in Science Temple. When that's your stuff that those people are using, messing stuff up with. That's your temple that they're using, doing dirt with. The same temple that all these people say, I don't have a temple where I'm at. Well, because some dirty Moors got it doing some madness with it. Now we tell people, don't worry about temple. Support the ones that are already there, and you start a study group, so eventually that'll turn into a school. Is the point of having a study group. Because wherever you're at, jurisdiction that you're in, you gotta fend for yourself. This is birthrights. It's way easier if you get with some Moors who are on the same frequency. That's why again, we made the point that when we did the convention in Pittsburgh, everybody there had one nationality card. Everybody there had one nationality card. So automatically there's going to be no issues. Because there's a common theme amongst all these Moors. That they might have whatever, and they might have issues with each other, and they might not, but bottom line, at least all of them have enough common sense to realize, hey, well, if they've been doing that for 15 years, and these guys have been doing it for 7 years, and these guys are doing it for 4 years, these guys are doing it for 1 year, why am I going to go with the 1 year guy and not go with who has seniority? Like, who's not picking the all-star first if you have a choice? Who's not going to go on the stack team? Why not go on the stack team? You win forever. It's about winning. So the team, the active Moors team, the team that has been constantly doing everything in their power, everything that they can to get this information out to the people, is now having to really come to the realization that where you're at, that's your jurisdiction, to get with Moors in that jurisdiction and do something for the nation. Because all that's out here is corruption. Just like the Moors in Mecca, right? Want a place. Well, somebody wants to have a salon. And we'll use their place. But they're gonna have a salon because they want to do that because their heart, and they've done that all their life, and it's their life dream to have a salon. Well, they buried the salon idea to have a study group in the same place where the salon is, but it's not going to be called salon. It's going to be called study center. But you can go there and study. Somebody might do your hair just because you're there. But it's a study center. That, they got mirrors, and there's a guy there that has this thing as a razor or whatever like that, and he does like lineups and stuff like that, Then somebody else there is doing braiding or whatever. But it's not a salon though, it's a study center. Because, that's, that's a trade. And then if we go to rights of indigenous people, trade would be culture. Because, that would be something that you're taught from somebody who's part of your family. Oh, so then that would make the person learning an apprentice. Oh, which would mean school.